Well, well, well. What do we say? Welcome, guys. Hello. This is Joe and Steve from Newcastle Fans TV. Match reaction right here. I know I've got a smile on my face, but we're not really smiling after that one, over Steve.
No, I just my head's gone, bro. My head's gone, and this is the funniest comment of the fucking. he was not. He was not. I must inform the audience. He was not the man of the match.
No.
He was not good. Not good. I don't know where to start. I don't know where to start. Actually, you know what? Let's just start with the first half because we did the watch along on Extra, and I said to you, "How the hell are we not down by a goal or two? Bare minimum. Bare minimum, we should have been down a goal or two or three.
Easy.
You could have had. You had the Calvert-Lewin chance. You had the McNeil one that went wide right, and I think you had another Calvert-Lewin chance as well. All in the first half, in the first half hour." And we had maybe in that time, I think the Isak header was in the Isak header was in the first half. So that could have been something that we put away. There was
Almiron had a chance. Gordon had a chance.
Miggy had a chance. That's where I actually want to start with Gordon. Look, the kid's been good for us this season. Very good. Tonight, he pissed me off a lot. He really, really did piss me off a lot because he's trying to score wonder goals. He's trying to, piss around at Everton. I get it. He's trying to have fun. But we're trying to get results here. We're trying to get goals. We're trying to, carry on. I get he was doing off game anyways, but he pissed around.
He brought it upon himself tonight. Gordon went out there, and I said Gordon was going to have a wonder game, and he could have if he chose not to try and be that worldy goal scoring, I've just scored goal of the season kind of guy.
Yeah.
If he wasn't trying to take the mick out of all of the Everton players, and he was trying to have a crack on and annoy them. It's not the time.
He broke one of the cardinal rules. Don't play the occasion, play the game. And he kind of he felt guilty to that. And he's a young player, and that'll happen, but it's still gonna piss me off for the night or whatever. And it could have cost us points. So yeah, but Gordon, that was kind of shite. But it was only a matter of time before this happens. We conceded a lot of chances. Like Everton deserved their win tonight. As much as I don't like them and shit, bro, they deserved the win tonight.
They did,
like 100%. 100%.
But I have been one to say about how to agree with that comment. Like Trippier making two mistakes like that. That is not like Kieran Trippier at all. He's tired. This is a mental drain. This is a physical drain on all the lads. And I'm not using that as an excuse. You know that, Steve. I'm not using that as an excuse. But it's something that we've got to focus on. It's a massive thing that's going to affect the lads. It's going to affect them here. It's going to affect the bodies. It's only a matter of time before these mistakes were going to happen and we were going to take a loss.
The only thing about the injuries, though, is that it seems, and this is what doesn't make sense. When we play at home, we play, I think, distinctly different to away from home. I think we play distinctly different football. Sometimes we play a bit more defensive if we're playing a Man City at home, but even then we give them a good go. Like our formula for home games is very, very attack minded, front foot, press in, win balls high up the pitch. When we're away from home, and you said it to me in the second half, around 55th kind of minute, where they kind of got some more control of the game, we're just peppering us with corners and all that shit. We were playing conservative.
Yeah.
And here's the thing that doesn't make sense about the injury thing. We're winning the majority of our home games when we're playing a more physically, what's it called? We're playing a more physically taxing way of football, right?
Yeah.
So the injuries thing, it doesn't make full sense to me because in the away games, we're not playing, like you said, we're playing more conservative. But in the home games against tough big teams, we're playing a more physically taxing brand of football, but getting results. So that's where the injury thing for me.
So then, do you not think though that like when it's away games? I mean, don't get us wrong. There is a lot of truth to the fact that we've got a bit of a rocky away record this season. Fair,
besides
but
the 8-0.
as of late, yeah, of course. Is it not a situation where now we're players are obviously? I know this is going to sound really pathetic, but they're getting up that little bit earlier to travel for hours down the country on a coach. You know, they're not getting the same rest. They're not getting quite the same training. The schedule is very different when you travel away. So I mean, it's like, do you bring the team back up to Newcastle, or do you keep them down that end of the country till Sunday? I think that's their massive decisions at the minute with how stretched the squad is. So I think that's where the fitness, the minutes played by the players. I mean, some of them players have played, like you said, Lewis Miley has played 5 90-minute games.
And he's 17 years old, and he came
Come on.
in air, seemingly. We saw him in preseason and stuff like that, but he really, for that Bournemouth game, he had to start and play. And for all of these games, he's pretty much had to start and play.
So it's going to take effect.
You know what it is? I actually thought he was one of our better players tonight, to be honest. Him and Tino did themselves pretty well.
To focus on Miley a minute, and I've been trying to not be negative about Lewis Miley. I said it in the game a couple of times, right? But do you think tonight we fed Lewis Miley too many times? Do you think we relied on him too much? Look, give you the final ball, put the ball away. I know he's good, not taking that away from him, but he's young, very young. Did we maybe give him that a little bit too much pressure?
I did kind of notice that Trippier didn't have as many crosses as usual, and it was Miley.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what it was? I think a lot of those were Miley asking for it, to be honest. That's what it was. That's what it was, to be honest. Like he clearly does not mind taking the onus upon and putting those crosses in. I didn't really think about it like that. Because I thought a lot of his crosses were good. Like there were a few we could have off of. So Dan's in the building from Australia, if I'm not mistaken. It's been a minute, man.
Good eye.
How you doing?
Yeah, what, mate? Fucking, it is what it is, isn't it? We lose. Mate, like I said, you know what I mean. We've had the same starting 11 for what? Is it 4 games now? Or something stupid?
As the goalkeeper.
Yeah,
same 10 outfielders. Yeah.
Yeah, and we can't expect miracles. You know what I mean? We're missing what? Was it 12 players? Is it we're missing now?
Something stupid like that.
Yeah,
13, isn't it?
And we can't expect miracles from. I mean, Eddie Howe's worked miracles anyway. You know, getting the Champions League, the League Cup final. You know, we're in the quarterfinals of it again this year. You know, the guy is working miracles, but the players, they're knackered. We can all see that. I mean,
sure.
Like, I mean, the third goal, you can see Cher was trying to get back to him, but he's knackered. The bloke, and even the commentators said that they're just. The tanks are empty. They can't give any more, and there's always, of course, there's going to be people out there who are going to say, yeah, we should be beating them with the starting 11. Yeah, we probably should if we had backup on the bench, but we didn't. I mean, you look at our bench, who was there realistically? What you had two.
Howe.
No game changers.
I mean, Lewis Hall can play as either as a left back or a left mid. But
center mid, left mid.
I mean, you got Richie who can play, do a bit of everything, and then you got 2 defenders. But we had no attacking options. I mean, I think I hear Willock and Longstaff might be back for Spurs. I've heard that.
That would be huge.
That would
be massive.
That would help us enormously. And then you've got, I think Wilson and Barnes, I think, are probably a few weeks away. And then but you still got Murphy still out. You've got Botman still out. Anderson still out. Obviously Pope as well. Obviously Tonali for other reasons. It's just it's upsetting, that we've lost. But you know what I mean, what more can we expect? You know what I mean, I'm not someone who's gonna expect to win every single game like Man City or something. You know what I mean? I'm a realist. You know what I mean? We're missing half of our team. So
the only thing I'd say to that, and I don't know if you heard my point about the home versus away form, because there is a big difference. There is a big difference.
I've
We've
seen that.
Yeah, we've lost, 2 home games this year? Liverpool, Dortmund. The rest have been wins, and that's Man City in the Cup, Paris Saint-Germain, Aston Villa, who are fucking third place. Their away form isn't super, but smashed them up 5-1, beat Chelsea, beat Man United, and then we go away from home, and it's like the injuries, I get that, but here's the thing though. That game was 0-0 up until Trippier's mistakes. If Trippier don't make those mistakes, we probably don't. I don't think we win the game, but I don't think we lose it. And I'd take a point. I was on a watch along with Joe, and I was like, "Give me a point right now."
Yeah.
Give me a
that
point.
was the 55th minute.
I agree with you. We were knackered, 100%. You could see it.
But now what? I think Spurs have either lost or are losing.
No, they've lost full time. 2-1 to West Ham.
It doesn't really matter because I don't know. We may go there and we may get a result against Spurs. Because they're out of form. Was it 3 losses on the spin now? So who knows? And if we have got, like I said, I'm not for definite, but that's what I've heard, or rumours I've heard, that Willock or Longstaff or even both may be back for Spurs, even if they make the bench. Then so be it. Or he might try and keep them for one side for Milan next Tuesday or Wednesday or whenever it is. But you know what I mean. I'd happily take a point, or of course 3 against Spurs, and then just kind of get some momentum back for Milan, and obviously, hopefully Dortmund do us a favour and obviously get a result against PSG. But it is what it is, man. Can't not gonna scream and shout about it. You know what I mean? We all know that the players are knackered. They've given us everything. We're still having a good season. Bear in mind what we're still top 6, top 7, or whatever it is.
7th in the table.
Yeah, 7th, and it's not even halfway through the season, so you know what I mean. Everyone's
to take away from that as well. There's a guy who's commented there, and he's commented, and he said, "I'd rather lose to a team that deserved to win than lose a heartbreaker like Liverpool or like PSG's draw." Because Everton did have goals coming, so to go out on a game like this, regardless of whether we want to blame injuries or not, because I don't think that's an excuse that we use, we just didn't capitalise tonight, and the better team won at the end of the day. And I hate to say that about Everton. I hate to say that. But I would much rather have this result today against a team who deserved it than against Liverpool or a PSG draw. Like, they were heartbreaking. I walked away their matches devastated, angry, ranting on Twitter. Tonight, I could happily go, proud of the lads. Yes, he's on knackered. Better team won. Yeah. Fair crack.
Like we lost to the better team. Like that. Like you, bro. Like how they didn't score goals up until they did. I had no idea how we weren't 1-0, 2-0, 3-0, 4. Calvert-Lewin had a wide open. It was like, what the I could not believe it. I could not believe it that we were getting away with it for that long. Got Lewis and Connor in the building too.
You're right.
Hey, people.
Callum, actually, you joined also. Talk to me, man. How are you feeling after that?
Just quite disappointed the result, really. I thought I was so Trippier. It does mistakes happen, I don't blame him.
Oh, what's that again? Sorry.
I happen to make mistakes, really. But Trippier, I don't blame him. It makes mistakes happen, really, because
with Trippier.
I thought Everton, I think they deserve to win. I know it's harder because we've got loads of injuries problem. That's the thing.
Yeah. No, 100%. Lewis, talk to me, man. What do you feel about that? Talk to me, man.
It's just one of those things. Like, people are going to say, like, if you look at it now, until February, we play a game every 3 days. Now, what's not going to help us? Like, honestly, today, Trippier was the worst player on the pitch.
Oh,
Mm,
I think you're playing devil's advocate there. I think Trippier's gonna get that tag if he was the worst player because of the 2 mistakes
He
that he made.
but that's the problem. Good play or players who have good performances don't give away goals because of their mistakes. You can
True,
make
but
mistakes that don't lead to goals. Both of his giveaways were in positions where you should not be turning the ball over. Otherwise, you should expect those mistakes to be punished.
Mhm.
I
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
get what Lewis is saying. I think what
I
Lewis is
see.
saying is
I'm
that
not
he
sure he's
was
the worst player on the pitch tonight, though. I'm not sure who I would want to give that to.
who was it? Miggy Almiron was god awful tonight. God awful.
Yeah, I had a lot against
The
Miggy tonight.
endeavor, the spirit, the work rate. He brought that. I that's great. But I want my right winger to actually apply himself in the final third and make the correct decision.
I mean, even the switch didn't do much for him.
Huh?
Even the switch didn't do much for him. It won't work wonders for Gordon.
Yeah.
Gordon was brilliant when he switched over.
Yeah,
When Miggy switched over, it was more of the same. He was disappointing in the final part of the night. As soon as he got into that box or got near the box, his shots weren't on. He should have been passing the ball.
Yeah.
Like,
especially, I think Anthony should have scored a goal. I know he's an open play, but I don't blame him.
I thought Anthony Gordon was honestly. I thought he played too much of the occasion and not just football. That's what I thought. I just, like he was trying to go for the wonder goals and the like. If he pulls it off, then yeah, you shut up and you not shut up. You go freaking crazy. But like that didn't happen. Like it just and the thing is he's been scoring the really simple goals, right? The goal against Chelsea or Arsenal, sorry, was a pretty easy tap in. Goal against Chelsea was a very nice goal actually, and the one against Man United was a nice simple back post finish. So it's like you don't need to do all this complicated shit. Like the one where he's at the top of the box, he could have. Me and Joe were kind of saying like, why don't you just try to beat that last man there?
Yeah, you should have. Gordon should have took that last man on, took it around him. He's got the capability to do it.
And he didn't even hit the fucking target.
I tell you what really annoyed with Mickey as well. Lewis Money had the shot. Mickey jumped up and headed it with the bar.
That's right. Mickey,
but in Miggy's defence in that one, I think for Miggy's defence, Lewis Miley scuffed the shot. He didn't expect it coming. He had no time to prepare. I'm not going to blame Miggy too much for that one. He'd done his best with a bad situation. Playing devil's advocate there, I know, because I've just said I'm disappointed. But yeah.
Do you guys agree with this? Dubravka was shite.
No.
He's been thrown in the deep end. Yeah, literally.
Agreed. Agree with you.
To be honest, I don't.
He could do absolutely nothing about any of the goals. The first one, took a deflection and the bloke flipping walloped it one. It passed him before he even saw it.
It was a great strike from McNeil.
And then
very good strike.
I mean, the second one is 50-50. Which side is the guy going to put it? Is he going to put it to the keeper's left or the keeper's right? He got left, and it went the other side. And then the third one, he got nutmegged, but game's done by then. So, you know what I mean?
I said it in the game. I said there was going to be, I think it was the first or the second goal, and I said people are going to come out and go, "Oh, Nick Pope would have had that." Nah. I don't think Nick Pope would have had that.
The first one definitely not, because it was passing before he even died.
No, dude, McNeil, that was a terrific. That was a terrific strike from McNeil.
But
it was a terrific strike.
Is it strange? I did thought it's strange that you all hear about it this time. The Newcastle want David De Gea. I thought, no, we don't want him because I know it's strange and we don't want him. I know some people want him. I mean, he's the best goalkeeper. Don't get me wrong, but we don't want him. It's not worth it, to be honest.
In many circumstances, there's a reason why the guy doesn't have a freaking club. There's a reason why.
Yeah, for example, if we had to get a new goalkeeper, I'd rather have Ramsdale over David.
I don't want Ramsdale either. He's a nobody.
I want Kobel. I want Kobel from Dortmund. That's who I want.
I'd take Gregor Kobel. I'd take Georgie Mamardashvili at Valencia. I would take a bunch of goalkeepers out of
Hey. we need a class top goalkeeper, and it is hard, and try to find some.
It's what?
See,
Sorry.
It's hard to find a good class goalkeeper.
Yeah, but that's why you have scouts. That's
Yep.
why you have scouts. That's why you have all these leagues. I know the Premier League proven stuff. I don't. For me, that's a load of nonsense. I think it's good to have players who know the leagues. I get it, but I don't know. I don't buy into it. But for me,
I think it's in one of those ways, because I've seen a couple of people comment. I think it was Steve McGarry, commenting about how like the midfielders need to pull strings, or I bet you we think Bruno's good. No, me and Steve both criticised Bruno in the back end of the second half. Bruno didn't have his best game. Didn't have a bad game, but he didn't have a best game. Did we midfielders have a terrible game? I don't think anyone had a great game or a good game, but I think some of our midfielders did some good business. Joe Linton, he done some
Yeah,
good business out there.
I say probably Joe Linton is my man in the match. Probably.
Fair shout, very fair shout. Steve who brought Joe Linton in as well, because I said Tino. I think Tino and Joe Linton are probably were two standout players tonight.
It's that I'll agree. Out them to Johnson and Tino. We agree with you. So good class for today's match.
Joelinton had a better first half than than second. To be fair, the whole team did. Connor, what's going on? How you doing after that? Talk to me. What are you saying, Connor?
Yeah, hello, Steve. Bad night at the office.
Terrible.
It's frustrating because the truth of the matter is that, I mean, yes, we've got injury problems. There's clearly fatigue there. The two mistakes from Trippier are, a bit of tiredness creeping in, I think. But at the same time, our away form in general this season in the Premier League, it really hasn't been great. I mean, Brighton, Bournemouth, Everton.
The away form is poor.
Yeah, and
very poor.
You're looking in those games and you're going, what, an 8-1 aggregate score against us in those three matches. Two of them are against teams in the bottom half who we should be. Everton have only won one game at home since last March before this game.
Yeah.
So we, even despite what we were up against, we should have been able to handle that tonight. I think, and I don't want to be overly critical of him, but I think Eddie Howe has to take some responsibility because for the life of me, I can't understand what Lewis Hall needs to do to get a game.
Right.
And we spoke about this
after the what's it called? The Man United game on Saturday.
Yeah, and we said that if you were going to make some changes and bring some fresh legs in, that this would be the game to do it away against a team like Everton. And I think Lewis Hall could have played tonight, no problem. I even think you could have made a case to start Matt Ritchie tonight just for the freshness that we clearly needed. It wasn't the only problem because we weren't clinical when we had big moments up front. I thought Anthony Gordon, his shooting wasn't there today. I mean, he had a great chance. Isak's played him through, and Pickford's well off his line. All he's got to do is just put that in target, and it's a goal.
That's what I'm. That's what I'm saying.
That's
why I'm not really here for the injuries. I hear it. That's cool, but injuries didn't prevent us from scoring that goal that you just talked about, and it was 0-0 at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And if you score that goal, Goodison isn't as rocking, and because they were building up momentum.
If you get one goal against Everton, a team like that with the pressure that's on them, especially at home because it's not a great record, you go on and win the game because the floodgates start to open. They start panicking. I mean, I must admit, although they had loads of chances in the first half, I do still come out of it feeling like 3-0 slightly flatters Everton's performance, just because I don't think Everton were. Yeah, I don't think Everton were brilliant in the game at all.
I thought they could have had like 2 or 3 goals by the fucking 30-minute mark.
Yeah, except
Calvert-Lewin had that horrible miss. He had 2 horrible misses actually.
Mm-hmm.
Dwight McNeil had that chance where he could have gone wide right. You had in the second half they peppered us for a little. I thought this score kind of flattered us. I hear you, but keep going. Actually,
No, I hear what you're saying, and you're right. But I just think they were so wasteful themselves. Everton,
oh yeah, they were wasteful 100%.
Manages to blast it over the bar for a yard out in the first half, which is probably the best chance to that point. And I mean, because of that, because of how poor they were finishing, I just thought, well, you know, if we could just have taken something, one of the chances we created, I think it would have been a totally different story. Obviously, you can't really legislate for mistakes that get made, but equally, my criticism of Trippier is not so much the first one that he slips, it's a mistake, it happens. But see, after the first one's happened, after you've made the first mistake, you don't do what you done.
Exactly. From the same fucking position. The
Players
same
standing in front of
position.
you. If you have to, see, you just turn back there and play a simple ball back to the keeper.
Or you know he knows where he is on the pitch. He knows he's not in the middle of the freaking pitch. You have the white sideline next to you. Just kick it out for a throw in or even a corner.
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me.
Yeah. And even the third goal, our line. I mean, I looked at that and instantly I thought, oh, he's 2 yards offside. That's surely. But when you see it again, I don't know if it is. It maybe Cher, I think it is, who's just that step back and gets
it was
and keeps him online. Again. But I get it. It's tiredness again, but stay in line with each other because we're playing a high enough line that he shouldn't be onside there, really. So all in all, it's just a catalogue of errors, and I feel sorry for the Newcastle fans who have travelled to these away games. Particularly the likes of Brighton and Bournemouth, which are not, quick journeys. They're very long journeys. Even tonight, going down to Everton, Merseyside on a Thursday night isn't exactly a short hop either. And
especially as well, just to silence a lot of Everton fans when we've also got what's that other competition we're in on next week? Oh, the Champions League. Yes, we've got a Champions League game. We've got the FA Cup. We're in a lot of tournaments. We're playing very well. And
Carabao Cup.
Yeah, the Carabao Cup. We're doing very well at the minute. Playing 3 games every 3 days. I mean, I know we're just a small little club, but we're playing quite a lot of games at the minute. Let me off, guys.
Yeah. Definitely. By the way, people, make sure to hit the likes. We got 57 in the building, so hit the like button, subscribe, all that good stuff. Sorry, Lewis, you were gonna say something. Go on.
Like it would be the other way around. Everything be saying, "Oh, we are in every single competition. We expect to lose." If Everton's fans are watching, think about if you were playing in the Champions League, the FA Cup, the Carabao Cup, and the Premier League. Yeah, you would be a bit like this as well.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I suppose the hope is, of course, maybe come Sunday we might have somebody back from injury. I think
anyone.
I think Harvey Barnes can't be far off. I mean, it was a toe injury he had, but he's been out since September, so you'd like to think he's got to be close. If we can get just anybody back to take a spot, even on the bench, it would be a massive boost to us. And don't get me wrong, listen, Spurs have scored the opening goal 5 games in a row and failed to win in any of them. Losing again tonight, so it's not like we don't have a chance on Sunday, but we're going to have to be a lot better, and maybe there's going to have to be some tweaks made coming that game, especially as the lads are pointing out there with the huge coming up on the Tuesday. That's a massive game for us on the Tuesday. And to be fair, I never want us to lose, obviously, but I'd probably be able to accept not beating Spurs more than losing on Tuesday, because you can always bounce back if you're dropping points in the league. Not so easy whenever we lose, we're out of the Champions League.
Yeah, so. I want to win the Milan game more than the fucking Spurs one.
But into this,
I want to win both. I don't do this pick and choose bullshit. I want to win both, and I'll be upset if we don't win both. Why?
When we get to Europe, this is what we sing. We're your Geordie, Super Geordies. Eddie is our king.
Steve, as he said, but it's like this is the thing is we could in the Champions League group we could finish second, third, or fourth.
Say that again.
We could actually finish second, third, or fourth in the Champions League.
Yeah, man, it's all gonna come down to the last day. I said immediately after the group was drawn, I was like, yeah, we'll probably get like third place. It's gonna come down to the very last day. So
I'm happy as well if we finish third and drop into the Europa. I'm more than happy with that.
I would take the Europa 100%. The mighty win is in the building. What do you want to say, man?
Well, the first thing I want to say is get off Tripp's back. You know, two horrendous mistakes.
That's all it was.
He's been the best signing. I've been going to the tune for 63 years, and he's the best signing we've ever made. So
he's
get off
his
fair.
In terms of importance, yeah, he is.
So get off his back.
Yeah.
Yet again, it's like Bournemouth. It's a bridge too far. You know, it's the fourth game in a run of it. Just you can't keep doing it. But there is no alternative. We just haven't got anybody to. You know, you could argue you could have rested Trips and put Tino right back and brought Lewis Hall in.
Emil Kraft maybe.
But to me, the weak link for the past 3 games has been Isaac. He seems to have lost his way a bit, but I'm not sure that he's even fully fit.
Yeah,
I don't think anyone is in the squad at the minute. I think no one's really fit, and I think everything that's taken its toll, not using it as a full excuse, but looking at Trippier. When does Trippier make 2 mistakes? I've said this multiple times. When does Trippier ever make 2 mistakes like that in a match? He never does. He never does.
Yeah.
So what's on that there? And I'm not using the injuries and the all of that sort of minutes played as an excuse, because Trippier has done this before. He has played minutes upon minutes before and played amazing. He was one of the best right backs in the whole world last season.
Absolutely.
Do you know what I mean? So there's got to be something that way you go, well, something's taken its toll on Trippier, you know. He's been a fantastic leader, so definitely nothing taken away. But I get what people are saying. I know a lot of people say, don't blame the injuries, don't blame that. And I'm not blaming it, not using it as an excuse, not at all. But it takes its toll. And we're doing well. We're done well.
Hang on a minute. We don't have to be like Eddie. He will never use injuries as an excuse. But we as fans are allowed to turn around and say, you know, we've got a full team. There was a full team unavailable to us on Saturday. That team that was unavailable would have made top 6.
Right.
That's how bad of an injury crisis we've got at the minute. And the worry is everybody's saying January, you know, we'll be fine. We'll go into. The point is we can't spend any money, man. We can't spend any money. We can spend a little bit, obviously, depending on what the Adidas deal comes in at. But then if we spend it in January, we won't be able to spend it in the summer. So it's what do you do?
Guess we could do in January. We could we could buy them and pay the per season for 5 years and spread out over 5 years.
Yeah. Well, you know, we know we can do that. But even so, it's still limiting you. But to get real proper, you know, the quality of players, because what we should be signing now is not promising players. We should now be signing elite players who can go straight into the first team. And they don't come cheap. So if you're lucky, even spreading it out over 8 years like Chelsea do, you're going to be lucky if you can get a couple.
But see that, like if you're bringing in these say key players, for lack of a better word, you bring in these key players, and then we're still looking at the 5-year plan. If we bring a 27-year-old who scored 28 goals in last season, should we not be looking at the 22 to 24-year-olds who have had first team, have done a lot of work, and can bring years of experience, bring years of learning, bring new primes in? I think this youth project that we've got is very fitting to the 5-year plan, which we're only the second, third year into. So
to be
I'm not
honest,
so sure about bringing in big boys.
That's why I think there's a question that needs to be asked about, and it's the only question I would ask Eddie Howe is why in this period of time hasn't Lewis Hall got games? He's got to be part of that. We've got
the crowd I've been with tonight. That's the one question they've been asking. Why were you bringing Richie on? Who, by the way, I love. But why were you bringing Richie on instead of Lewis Hall? Because he can play midfield just the same, and he replaced Miley. So there's nothing to say Lewis Hall couldn't have gone in there.
Mm-hmm.
So that there might be something behind the scenes that we don't know. That Eddie might think that Lewis Hall is just not up to Eddie Howe fitness yet. I don't know.
Maybe,
and I trust Eddie Howe.
We do have
exactly. We trust Eddie Howe.
An obligation to buy Lewis Hall in the summer for Chelsea, and I think the price tag is going to be like I think it's 20+ million, 28 million or something. Is the obligation to buy? So I think we're going to have to utilise him. But I agree, obviously, when that clearly there might be something in the background. It would just be interesting to hear from Eddie Howe kind of what that is, because he's on the bench mainly out of necessity. But when he played against Manchester United, he scored a brilliant goal, and I thought he did a great game at Old Trafford. And that's the only time we've really seen him. So that's why I'm not sure, but it could be that there's something else behind it that we just don't know yet.
I mean, to be fair, the Man United side that he was put in against wasn't the greatest. I mean, even the first team's not the greatest at the minute, to be fair. But I mean, wonder goal, and he had a canny game, but he didn't do too well against Man City in the earlier round, and when he was hooked at half time. Like I say, I think we've all just got to keep our heads. Everybody, when we got after the Brighton game, everybody was up in arms about this, that, and t'other. After the Bournemouth game, same again, and we always come back. Spurs is a tough ask. Spurs at White Hart Lane or whatever they call it now.
The Tottenham Hotspur Stadium now.
I'm saying whatever they call it now. It's still White Hart Lane as far as I'm concerned.
It's actually called the new Tottenham Hotspur Stadium.
The new Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, yeah. Blah, blah, blah.
Because the reason they can't call White Hart Lane is because where one of the stands is, there's a plaque in the middle of the concourse.
All right.
And it's actually like a bronze plaque. It's actually where the halfway line where the centre spot used to be for White Hart Lane.
Right.
But is it as massive as St. James's Park? Well,
it's big. It's actually bigger.
Not as loud though, is it?
But
I got a question.
That's a question for a whole new program. That about stay or go at St. James's. But like I say, I think we've all just got to keep our heads. We've been absolutely ravaged by injuries and bloody Tenali's mess up. Let's just keep our heads and see what happens when we get a few bodies back on the sideline.
Yeah.
I mean, like I say, that there was a first 11 on the injury bench on Saturday gone that would have done, would have been happy turning out for us, and would probably get top 6.
Yeah, and to be honest, I'm not really too bothered where he finished in the Premier League. I'm looking at the Carabao Cup, Carabao and FA Cup.
Yeah.
Well,
we
still want to maintain.
For me, I want to get that monkey off our back. For me, the trophy is the top 4. It's great and all that, and financially, I understand. But
Newcastle's not winning the Premier League this year or next year. Carabao Cup.
Yeah,
come on.
So he's worked this out as well. If we had our full-strength team now, we would be second in the league.
I don't know about that. I don't
know. I doubt that.
But who knows?
But then again, if everybody had their injuries, would it really be that? That's the thing. Because Brighton have injuries.
If Everton hadn't been docked 10 points, they'd be above Chelsea now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of what ifs and hypotheticals, isn't it?
I hear it with the injuries and stuff like that, but it's like at a certain point, it's like, okay, but everyone has injuries. So, like, yeah, we might be second, but
maybe not the kind of
we've
list.
done pretty. Here's the thing. The away form is the problem.
I agree with that, because the injuries weren't a factor when we went to Brighton and didn't turn up. And that game, pretty much everybody was hit. I don't even think Tonali hadn't been banned yet either.
Liverpool and Man City as well.
So those were games which you kind of like, we should have been better in. City,
well, strangely, Brighton away and Man City away could have been completely different results if Joey Linton has buried his chances. He had a chance in the 4th minute against City. I was down at the Etihad when he missed that one, and Brighton, yet again he's had a.
Joelinton also missed a header, Borussia Dortmund away.
Yeah,
that was another one, a diving header.
That's why the idea of playing Joey Linton up front is a total non-starter for me.
Yeah, he'll get you the odd goal from midfield.
Well, I've said that's why I think if however limited we are, I think a third striker is a must in January or the summer, ideally January, just because.
Absolutely.
Because Wilson and Isak not always firing.
Wilson's made a glass to a degree, so is Isak.
Yeah,
we definitely need to. I've been mooting the idea of putting Lascelles up front because he can use his head. If you stuck Lascelles up front and got a few balls into him, I think they could put something away. When Botman comes back.
Once Wilson's fit, though, because once Wilson's comes back, you've got to look at Wilson's stats and remember that he's one of the most effective Premier League strikers that we've had at Newcastle.
Absolutely.
So there is that. If we're going to bring anyone in January, I would love to give Hugo Ekitike a shot again. Without doubt. Ekitike all day. Bring him around our lads. Bring him around Eddie Howe. I think he'll be fantastic here. And he's got 2 strikers to learn from.
If you play him as a left winger, yes. If you try him up front, forget it. Yeah,
I don't know.
At PSG, I saw many games of his where he played up front, did nothing. On the left,
but in the same defence, I've seen plenty games where Joe Linton played midfield. He played attacking midfield, and then under Eddie Howe, he became a wonder star. And many players, that's one. Many.
That's where I've seen Ekitike successful at Stade de Reims as a left winger in a 4-3-3 with a striker that's active in and around combining with him. And then when he played up front at Paris Saint-Germain with Kylian Mbappe next to him, he was ineffective and looked terrible. That's the only reason why
I think you bring him over here.
Ekitike. But I'd rather go for someone. And Naziri at Sevilla. That's someone I'd go for.
No, I think we'll go over anyway. We should go over somebody with Premier League experience because that's the difference.
Now, why do you? Now, here's I'm not huge on the Premier League. What do you value about it?
What do I value about the Premier League?
No, the Premier League experience thing. Because for me, the best players in the Premier League.
It's the toughest league in the world.
Is it?
Absolutely. You tell me which league is tougher.
I don't think it's a tougher thing. I think it's a different thing.
No, it's the hardest thing in the world to score goals in the Premiership.
Because all the best players from the other leagues come here.
And and by and large do nothing.
Reason is because
I disagree with that one.
I'm talking in terms of strikers. How many strikers have come from abroad and done well? You're going to say Drogba and Henry. These are ones and twos out of hundreds of strikers that are signed from abroad.
Sure.
Many strikers have come abroad. Isak's been brilliant.
What about
all
Holland?
The best players? The best players.
Isak's been brilliant, but he's also made a glass like Callum.
Yeah.
And Isak to me was our weakest link tonight.
Yeah, Isak wasn't great tonight. He had that one moment.
And he hasn't been great for a couple of weeks, by the way.
Yeah. I think he's been a bit off.
It's not a popular thing to say, but he hasn't.
He got the goal versus Chelsea, but other than that, he didn't really. I want to see him play more on the left. I want to see that a bit more often.
Well,
He
did you
made
see
some
his
brilliant
run?
passes up in the front, though.
He's run tonight up the wing. Oh, I thought, yeah, well, he's gone again. He's gone again.
Yeah.
And again tonight, we just couldn't finish our dinner tonight. We created a lot of good chances.
Yep.
I think as well, we need if we're to bring another striker in, it's got to be, I think, somebody a bit different to Isak and Wilson as well in their style. I'd like a sort of big, physical striker in there that can be good in the air as well, because I do feel like we have quite a lot of corners and free kicks in matches, and we don't score or get as many dangerous
I agree with you.
should from them. If we had a
We
big,
had that. We had that in Chris Wood, and Wilson was quite good on the head for a while. I think that's where weard defenders come in.
Wood's quality wasn't quite where. I mean, you look at
Chris Woods is a donkey. Man.
the ball. I mean, Wood, it wouldn't be in your top 10 best headers of a ball in the Premier League. I mean, you look at guys like Peter Crouch, for example, back in the day, who could, who was that big presence, who could give you it. Admittedly, he was about 6'7", which helped.
My namesake, the mighty win. He would do it now. I tell you.
I think it offers something different as well, because when you get games where there's, it's very tight, it's nip and tuck.
That's right. Get the ball in the mixer.
And get it in the mixer, then if you've got a bigger player there who can take that on.
Absolutely. I agree with me.
It makes that change. Where we maybe don't have that just yet, but we are obviously developing, so I think in time we'll start to see more and more of that come out, because sometimes in a game like tonight, it seems like you just kind of run out of ideas by then, and you just can't find that goal. I mean, I'm probably, it sums it up when there's a bit of scrappiness for a ball in the Everton box, and I think it was Almiron or Miley gets the shot, which he sort of fumbles, and then Almiron jumps and puts it over the bar. So there was that. I think as well, obviously Trippier had the free kick earlier. I'm surprised he went the side he did, because he normally goes
exactly.
for
Yeah, right there.
So yeah, it's just about changing it up, I think. But look, I'm sure the form will pick up away from home. I think it's only really been the league. It's been an issue.
As we're saying, like we're trying to walk it back into the box again, like we did under Steve Bruce.
No. There's a way of playing. Like that. There's a way of changing things in the right way. So it's great playing great football, but you also want to have the ability to adapt, because Spurs are an example right now. They have zero adaptability, which is why
they start out the first 20 minutes a game like a house on fire, but then they eventually fade out. It's like when it's like when I play FIFA, I go 4-2-4. I go full court press. When I run out of energy, I run out of energy in fitness.
Yeah, and if
that's what it is. That's literally.
And then you get to that last segment, so okay, let's maybe change it up a bit. You can play good football and still have good threats and putting a ball in.
Tiki-taka, slower possession football.
Yeah. Because sometimes you've got to take the sting out of games as well, and particularly when you go to certain grounds. I mean, like Goodison Park tonight, the one thing I'll give Everton fans is that they are lively. The crowd is on their feet. Every ball forward, they're behind the team. So if you take the sting out of that, just a little bit, and pose yourself on it, that helps, because then that's denting the Everton players' confidence. Is going, it's getting a bit quiet, and then they start to get on their back. That's what you want to do, and just unnerve them. Obviously that didn't work tonight. We seen what happened last.
I think Gordon tried to do that too much tonight.
Oh my god!
Well, I don't think Gordon brought his shooting boots, as I said earlier, and I think
Almiron too. Nobody had their fucking shooting boots on.
No,
we did. Pickford did not need to make a single good save, from what I can remember.
Yeah. No. How the hell did he get injured as well?
Can I have a question here, right? See, when we were playing, because I was thinking this when I seen it was a good bit of play, a couple of passes, and I think Isak or Joe Winton, one of the two, had put the ball to the side of the box for Trippier, who kind of ran in, and Miggy had one or two of these situations as well, and they always go for the sort of cutbacks with it across the 6-yard box. But Do you not think would it not be nice to see them just have a shot for there sometimes? Okay, it's at an angle, but if you just drill that at goal, any touch would put it in, and you've always got a chance anyway of scoring. I think we don't shoot often enough in those situations because we're always looking, and I get why it's brilliant and pays off a lot, but we're always looking to play the ball across instead of just have the shot.
Great.
That's fair.
Yeah. Steve, do you have to go to work tonight?
Yeah. I'll probably wrap it up because I got work in 3 hours.
I thought so. That's what I'm thinking. I'm looking at the time saying, you might have to. Well, at least you can go.
Thankfully, I have tomorrow off. So I'll be able to get.
That said, as well, guys. Just before we go on, I am going to have to dive off because I have got work at 8 o'clock in the morning. I've still got a few bits I need to do. I want to leave with a final note of saying Tino's going to be my Newcastle man of the match. Keep the faith. It's coming. We're going to still go for it. Newcastle United are massive. We're in the Champions League. Let's just stay. Yeah. Good things are happening. 1-3-0 loss. It ain't much, is it? It ain't much.
No. What's your YouTube channel?
I'm with Newcastle Fans TV as well. I cover a lot of the women's games.
I know, but you have your own YouTube channel, don't you?
Yeah, I do. It's under Kenja7981. I'll try and jump back on, and I'll put it in the comments.
Yeah, okay, I'm going to sub to you as well.
Cool,
why
man.
not?
But boys, thank you very much. Steven, it's been amazing tonight, my son.
Absolutely, Joe. No, it was a pleasure doing the watch along with you on Extra. Take care, bro.
Pleasure.
Yes,
take care, boys. Doodle pips.
Oh man. Any other final thoughts, people?
Not really.
Oh my God, Adam Phillips, Jesus Christ! Steve is the model of that Lord Farquaad. Yeah, I've heard that. I've heard that before a billion times.
Yeah, I think my final thought would be that we'll always bounce back. We always do, and I don't think we need to be, really worrying too much about the Spurs game. It will take care of itself. And whatever, whatever will happen. I'm not sitting here saying at the end of the day, we know we can be better than we showed tonight, and usually we get a reaction from performances like that. It's a short turnaround, but Spurs will get the same turnaround as us, and they've got vulnerabilities at the back. That's clear today. Again, as I say, they're actually on worse form than us right now. So there are reasons to feel optimistic. But look, the important one is AC Milan, and let's be fair, at home this season we have been outstanding. The only game,
I feel good about that game.
So I feel good about that game. Anybody at St James's Park, I really do. So,
literally anybody. Yeah,
literally anybody. I wouldn't. But look who we've played. Other than Dortmund and Liverpool, which
Dortmund would beat us another day. Dortmund just they just know how to
we could have still been playing that Dortmund game just now and we wouldn't have scored. It's just the way that game went.
We could have played at a neutral venue.
Liverpool was a freak type of thing where Botman gets a bit unlucky and all of a sudden they get a goal and tails go up and it's a panic. End of the day, apart from those two games, we've thumped PSG at home. It was 1-0 at the weekend, but it should have been 5. We thumped Man United. We've dispatched everybody who we've faced, so I'm not worried about that in the slightest. Ultimately, once we get through December, regardless of whether we sign anybody in January, we know we're going to get a lot of players coming back to fitness.
Yeah, and we know one big game as well, don't we, in January?
We do, yes. And
that is a must win.
That is a must win, and that is away from home as well. So we need to
strongest team you have.
Yeah. Oh, we've got to listen. We've got to do the Mackhams, and I'm sure we will.
And I think if people in the UK are watching
Connor,
here, it's live on TV.
Connor, remember when we had this confidence against Cambridge United in the FA Cup third round? Remember when we had this confidence against Sheffield Wednesday?
Yeah, it's different though. Cambridge United were still coming off the Bruce.
Going into a derby, the form is off.
Yeah, but we've got to build for that because we need to.
Yeah, we're way better than them, but
we're way better than them by a mile. We know that, yes, the last time we played them about 6 years ago,
Right.
they were getting the better of us for a period of time. But we need to go and show them exactly the dominance that we now have over them. And to be fair, we do have guys like Dan Burn, Trippier. They'll be up for that game. They're Newcastle lads. They're North East lads, especially Burn. He will love the opportunity to be
Longstaff.
Longstaff. Yeah.
Lewis Miley. That'd be his first derby.
Oh, yeah, fantastic. And so I think we'll be fine. And just to say as well, I have no worries on the goalkeeper stage. I know that was mentioned earlier. Dubravka's a fine goalkeeper. He couldn't do anything about those goals today.
Yeah.
So I'm happy with him. I don't want De Gea because
not at all.
De Gea is as brilliant as he is absurd at times. You know, that's the kind of player he is. You get moments of magic and moments of just madness. At least with Dubravka, it's fairly stable. So I'd be happy with that until April. And you've still got Karius and Gillespie as well. So I don't really think we need to go and...
Oh, yeah. Gillespie is a Newcastle fan as well.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, plenty of optimism, Forget
as I said before, the people in the UK, it's live on Night TV 1.
Yeah.
Well, was it? Have they picked that up? Good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Any other Lewis? Any final thoughts from tonight's game?
No, just annoying. Let's keep. I know this is Tony saying keep the faith. The future's bright and the future's black and white.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. The bonus
today was West Ham beat Spurs.
Yeah, that'll be an interesting game, and I'm sure we'll do a match reaction, fan reaction kind of thing after that game too. So, yeah. Anyways, thanks everybody for watching. Make sure you hit the like, subscribe. Thank you to Connor for joining me to my right and Lewis to my left. Appreciate it, guys.
No problem.
Pleasure having you on. Let's see in the comments, everybody. Thank you.
See if I forgot to mention before. Somebody put in the comments, get the American off.
Yeah, and guess what? I kicked his ass out. Anyways. Yeah, man. Hey, it's okay to be xenophobic towards Americans. That's just how it goes, I guess. It's fine. It's fine. So
reason I like you coming on because you're a Newcastle fan from America, and I like seeing. That's what I like about Newcastle fans. It's like the passion is through our blood in that, and it's nice to see views from overseas.
Yeah, because I got a different perspective from you guys. Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly, because you have to watch the game, everything game on TV.
Yep. I have to wake up stupid early or stay up stupid late in this case right now. But yeah, anyways, people, that will be it. Again, thank you, Connor. Thank you, Liz, for coming on. Make sure to hit the like, subscribe, people. Everton 3-0. We'll get them next time, I guess. Anyway,
and I just like the stream, by the way, as well.
Yes, absolutely. Peace out, boys.